A motto one could use is never trust a hypnotist. These were words written by Elron Hubbard, the founder of the Church of Scientology. Some say the cult of Scientology, when in fact Elron Hubbard himself was a stage hypnotist, as was one of his cohorts, Anton LaVey, who was the founder of the Church of Satan. Anton LaVey wrote the Satanic Bible, and him and Elron Hubbard, along with Aleister Crowley, who was known as the wickedest man in the world, were partnering up with and basically manipulated Jack Parsons, who I believe JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories, would have been named after, Jack Parsons Laboratory, but instead they changed it to Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL. And Elron Hubbard said or wrote these words, a motto one could use is never trust a hypnotist, simply, in my expert opinion as a clinical hypnotist, to throw people off from the fact that most of the techniques and tools used in his ideology, that was first Dianetics and then became the Church of Scientology, are in fact hypnosis techniques, but used deceptively, covertly, covert forms of conversational and ritualistic hypnosis. And when it's used in that way, it is no longer clinical. It has become diabolical. And this is the primary reason why hypnotists to this very day remain to be as misunderstood as we are. Why we are demonized by the actual demonic. Why we are constantly accosted and told that what we are practicing is some form of pseudoscience. Because when you can discredit those who are able to liberate you, then you remain imprisoned. This, and for this reason primarily, is one of the reasons that I encourage people to learn a little bit about clinical hypnosis. Because it is a way to free your mind, to free your thoughts, to change your belief system, to change your behavior, because it is your behavior that becomes your habits, that becomes your personality, that makes up your life. This in large part determines whether you're going to be happy or unhappy, whether you're going to be healthy or unhealthy, whether you're going to be wealthy or unwealthy. It is imperative, it is necessary that you learn about the basics of how your mind works. I'll be talking a lot about the 3 things you should really be looking at, which are the 3 hypnotic modalities, which in themselves have different divisions. So for example, the first hypnotic modality is authority and one-upsmanship. And because most people have placed their trust in false authorities, is one of the reasons why we fall into ill health and unhappiness and distress. And authority can also be known as one-upsmanship. The second hypnotic modality has 3 parts. It is known as translogic, paradigm, and doctrine, that is. And the third hypnotic modality is internal experience or overload. That's an overload of message units or information, suggestions. And so these are the things that need to be learned about. Start with the 3 hypnotic modalities and start to work your way through it. I would firstly concentrate, that's why I gave more of the details on that, to authority and one-upsmanship, which is the first hypnotic modality. When you start to recognize what you consider and who you consider to be authorities, and you learn how to change that, primarily to changing yourself to be the primary authority that you listen to, whether you make mistakes or not. By doing things on your own, by learning things on your own, And by really putting in the time to study, see, this is the thing, by putting the time to study, to know, to practice, to experiment for yourself, then you can really know much better than if you're just getting secondhand information from others. That's why I'm not giving you all the details now. I'm not telling you exactly what it is. I'm telling you where to look. Because if you know where to look, you can go and dig it up for yourself. And what you find is what you can know for sure. If you find diamonds, gold, rubies, emeralds, copper, lead, tin, it doesn't matter what you find. You'll find it for yourself because you've gone and looked for yourself. That is really what I am teaching. A long time ago, I called it de-hypnosis, but it is looking for yourself and looking again, which is the essence of research.